We would like to thank Boston Scientific for giving us the opportunity in conducting the market characterization of urology stone management market in India. Through clinical immersions and ethnographies conducted over 20+ surgeries in India, we were able to identify unmet needs that would affect the clinical outcome, time taken for the procedure, dependence on other actors during the ureteroscopy procedure, and the cognitive load on the surgeon while interfacing and multitasking with various devices in the OR. In a typical OR, an urologist is assisted by assistant urologist, the anesthesiologist, the scrub nurses in the sterile zone of the ureteroscopy procedure, and technicians who help in operating the other devices in the OR, like the C-arm to get the right fluoroscopy image, the laser device for operating the right energy levels to kind of fragment the stones, as well as the saline management systems. Based on the discoveries and discussions with the key stakeholders, we realized 70% of these unmet needs were global needs. And these became the innovation targets for designing new ideas and concepts for the future endourology OR for ureteroscopy procedures using the laser device to conduct these procedures. We would want to demonstrate a few concepts that were derived on these innovation targets for Boston Scientific.
The Centurion ureteroscope concept is unique from those found in the market today. It is a flexible, disposable ureteroscope with multiple features onto the handheld device, allowing the urologist to multitask with minimal assistance in the OR. The Centurion scope concept has the distal tip with a camera, a light source and a working channel, all packaged within 9.5 French. The distal tip can be deflected in the manner same as today using the deflection lever and allows the urologist the similar functionality. The Centurion scope concept has a knob in the front which allows the distal tip to be moved forward and backward by a couple of centimeters. As in the device today, we have two ports on either side of the Centurion device which will allow the urologist to feed the laser fiber and the saline. The difference being that the urologist can just feed the laser fiber and then use this button to automatically move it forward and backward as and when required. The same port can be used for saline inlet and basketing as and when required. The Centurion scope concept has a unique trigger-like firing button which is different from the foot-actuated pedal of today. The firing button is actuated using the unique touchscreen interactive display by the side of the urologist and allows the urologist the functionality of firing the laser energy right from the handheld device itself. The urologist also has the advantage of sweeping the laser fiber at the distal tip using the unique laser sweeping button by the side of the Centurion scope device, which deflects the distal tip by a couple of allowing him to carry out the stone dusting procedure as well. The entire Centurion scope concept is mounted onto a 360-degree dock, which allows the functionality to move the entire Centurion scope device as and how required, therefore not denying the urologist the functionality of actually holding the device in his hand. The uniqueness of this dock is that the urologist can find the stone at a certain viewing angle and then lock the Centurion scope concept and go hands-free completely. This allows us to eliminate the problem of losing the viewing angle that the urologist would have achieved by virtue of moving the scope at a certain position. The Centurion scope concept is mounted onto a dock that powers the entire Centurion concept using an RJ45 cable as seen here. I'm going to make the connection right now. This powers the entire Centurion scope device and acts as a data connect between the Centurion scope and the dock that you see here. The dock that is here communicates with the laser energy device and the saline management system as well, allowing the urologist to control those parameters from the interactive UI. The urologist can set the various parameters such as the laser energy, the saline flow levels, and also visualize the endoscopic image and the fluoroscopic image right here on the display. I have here with me the flexi sheath concept that integrates the cystoscopic sheath, the uretral sheath, onto the existing sidewinder scope device. This concept eliminates the need for a separate cystoscope for initial evaluation, thereby allowing us to reduce procedural time and the chances of cross-infection, ensuring good sterility as well. I'll explain the components. We have the rigid cystoscopic element up here in the front. We have the flexible uretral sheath and the adapter that allows us to mount the existing sidewinder device using a snap fit. The assembly of this concept is now ready for insertion into the human body. The urologist, once he inserts it into the human body, can carry out the initial evaluation of the bladder, find the ureteric orifice, and then remove the cystoscopic element in exactly this manner. We have a unique slit on top of the cystoscopic element that would allow the urologist to conveniently slide out the cystoscopic element and remove it in this manner and keep it aside. This is disposable. The urologist can now conveniently remove the sidewinder scope device from the adapter and carry out the ureteroscopy procedure as he does normally today using the uretral sheath and the ureteroscope.